Have you ever found yourself caught in a whirlwind of chaotic thoughts? A relentless mental chatter that leaves you feeling agitated, unfocused, and utterly unable to find peace? We often yearn for a quiet mind, a tranquil inner space, but how do we achieve this when our thoughts seem to churn endlessly? Like a muddy torrent after a storm? What if the very act of trying to calm your mind is precisely what prevents it from becoming still? Today, we journey into a timeless Buddhist parable that beautifully reveals the profound secret of mental tranquility. This isn't just a story about water and mud, it's a direct, experiential lesson from the Buddha himself on the true nature of our minds and the effortless path to inner stillness. Prepare to discover a wisdom that transcends striving, a peace that blossoms not from forceful control, but from patient understanding and profound acceptance. Let's unlock the secret to an untroubled mind. The disciple's dilemma, the quest for mental calm. Once upon a time, while traveling with his devoted followers from one town to another, the Buddha and his Sangha walked by a serene lake. After some time, they decided to stop there to rest, seeking respite from their journey and the midday sun. As everyone settled down, finding their quiet spots beneath the trees, one of his earnest disciples approached the Buddha, his brow furrowed with a common human dilemma. "Master," the disciple asked, his voice tinged with a subtle agitation, "how can we calm our mind when we have disturbing thoughts? It seems that my thoughts never cease, always churning, creating inner turmoil." This question, born from a universal human experience, touched upon one of the most fundamental challenges on the spiritual path, the mastery of the restless mind. The Buddha, seated peacefully under a tree, did not immediately offer a direct answer or a philosophical discourse. Instead, he presented a simple, practical request, one that would lead to a profound experiential lesson. "I am feeling thirsty," the Buddha said to him. "Can you please bring me some water from that lake?" The disciple, eager to serve his master, readily agreed. He walked back towards the lake, his steps purposeful. As he neared the water's edge, he noticed that several people were already there, some washing clothes vigorously, others bathing, and children playing, stirring up the bottom of the lake. He walked a little further, hoping to find a cleaner spot, but as he was just about to collect the water, a bullock cart passed by on the nearby track, its heavy wheels churning up the earth, sending dust and debris into the air. This caused the lake water to become even muddier, swirling with disturbed sediment. The disciple waited patiently for a while, hoping the mud would settle. But one thing or another kept happening: another cart, more people, more activity, and the water remained stubbornly muddy, unfit for drinking. He thought to himself that he couldn't possibly give such turbid, unclean water to the Buddha. It was clearly not fit to drink. Disheartened and believing the task impossible, he decided to go back without water. The disciple returned to the Buddha, empty-handed, and explained the situation. "Master, I went to the lake, but there was a lot of mud in the water. People were washing clothes, and a bullock cart passed by, stirring it up. The water was so muddy, it was not fit to drink, so I came back without any." Buddhist insight. The disciple's experience at the lake serves as a powerful metaphor for the common human response to a restless mind. When faced with muddy water, disturbing thoughts, our initial instinct is often to force a solution, to stir it up further by trying to suppress thoughts, or to simply give up in frustration. This mirrors avidya, ignorance, about the true nature of the mind, and tanha, craving for immediate, effortless stillness. The disciple's inability to bring water on his first attempt reflects the futility of trying to force mental calm when the conditions are not yet ripe, or when our own mental stirring is part of the problem. His immediate despair illustrates dukkha, suffering, arising from an unskillful approach. The master's patience, trusting the natural process of stillness. The Buddha listened patiently to his disciple's report. He did not scold or express disappointment. Instead, after waiting for about an hour, allowing time to pass and conditions to change, the Buddha calmly asked him again, "Now, my dear disciple, please go back to the lake and bring some water." The disciple, perhaps still a little skeptical but obedient to his master's request, went back to the lake. This time, as he approached, he noticed a remarkable difference. The people who were washing clothes had left. The bullock cart had long since passed. The water, left undisturbed, had naturally settled. The mud had slowly, gracefully, sunk to the bottom. The water on the surface was now perfectly clear and pristine. He was able to find clean water. He filled his pot with the clear water and, with a heart now lighter and a mind filled with a dawning understanding, brought it back to the Buddha. The disciple offered the pot of clear water to the Buddha, his voice filled with a sense of wonder. "Master," he said, "last time I went, there was so much mud in the water. It was completely undrinkable. But now, when I went back after an hour, the water on the surface of the lake was perfectly clean. It settled on its own." The Buddha took a sip of the clear water, his gaze compassionate and knowing. "Indeed," he replied, "when you went last time, the mud was unsettled, and it was mixed with the water, making it unfit to drink. But when you went after an hour, the mud settled down on its own, effortlessly, and you got clean water that was perfectly fit for drinking." Then, the Buddha connected the practical lesson to the profound spiritual inquiry the disciple had made earlier that morning. "You asked me a question in the morning," the Buddha reminded him, "about how to calm our mind when we have disturbing thoughts." His voice resonated with profound wisdom. Our mind is also like that lake. When it is full of thoughts, when it is disturbed by the activities of daily life, it is like muddy water. You don't have to do anything to it. You just have to give it some time to settle down on its own. You don't have to put effort to force it to calm. Just like the mud in the lake, with time, your mind will be calm effortlessly. The stillness arises naturally when you cease stirring. Buddhist insight. This second trip to the lake is a powerful metaphor for the Buddhist practice of mindfulness, sati, and non-striving. The Buddha's patience and instruction to give it some time teaches us that attempting to forcefully stop or control thoughts often creates more mental agitation. Akin to stirring muddy water, the natural settling of the mud symbolizes the inherent capacity of the mind to return to its natural state of stillness when left undisturbed. This illustrates the principle of anatta, non-self, where one doesn't identify with the thoughts or feel responsible for forcefully stopping them, but rather observes them. The realization that you don't have to put effort to calm it, and with time your mind will be calm effortlessly, is a direct teaching on the nature of meditation. It's about allowing stillness to emerge, not making it happen. This aligns with samatha, calm abiding, meditation, where the goal is to gently observe without engagement, allowing the mind to naturally settle. Conclusion. The effortless path to tranquility, mastering the inner lake. We often see in our lives that people constantly complain that they are unable to concentrate during meditation, or simply unable to find inner peace amidst the mental chaos. This frustration often stems from a fundamental misunderstanding. They keep trying hard to stop the thoughts, to force stillness into their minds. They believe that more effort will lead to more control. But as the Buddha so brilliantly illustrated, the more effort they put in to stop the thoughts, the more agitated, the more thoughtful their mind becomes. Much like desperately stirring muddy water only makes it murkier. They forget that you don't have to put strenuous, forceful effort to calm your mind. The profound truth is that you just need to give it some time. And with that time, given patiently and with gentle awareness, your mind will become calm effortlessly. The stillness is its natural state, simply obscured by the stirring of our daily lives and our reactive thoughts. Key learnings for your personal Buddha story. The mind is a lake. Understand that your mind is inherently like a lake. It has a natural capacity for clarity and stillness. When it's disturbed, it's not permanently muddy, it's just temporarily agitated. Application. When thoughts feel overwhelming, instead of fighting them, acknowledge them without judgment. Visualize them as ripples on the water, or clouds in the sky, and know they will pass. Effortless calm, non-striving. The biggest misconception in meditation and mind calming is the idea of forcing stillness. The Buddha's lesson is revolutionary. Trying to suppress thoughts often makes them stronger. True calm arises when you stop actively trying to control. Application. During meditation, if your mind is busy, gently bring your attention back to your breath or a focal point. Don't scold yourself for wandering thoughts. Each time you notice your mind has strayed and gently bring it back, you strengthen your capacity for stillness. It's about gentle redirection, not forceful suppression. The power of patience and time. Just as mud needs time to settle, the mind needs time to quiet. This process cannot be rushed. Application. Dedicate regular, consistent time for quiet reflection or meditation. Don't expect instant results. Trust the process. Even a few minutes of conscious non-doing can begin the settling process. The accumulation of these quiet moments gradually transforms the mind. Observation versus engagement. When thoughts arise, the key is to observe them without engaging, judging, or reacting. You are the witness, not the thought. Application. Next time a disturbing thought appears, label it mentally, thinking, planning, worrying, and gently return to your anchor, breath, body sensations. Don't get caught in the story the thought is telling. This creates a healthy distance and prevents the thought from escalating into emotional turmoil. The intrinsic value of what is given freely. The story implicitly connects to the broader Buddhist theme of gratitude for this precious human life and consciousness, which are freely given. We often don't appreciate their natural capacities until challenged. Application. Be grateful for your mind's inherent capacity for peace. Don't curse its temporary agitation, but appreciate its potential for clarity. The Buddha's teaching on the muddy lake is a profound invitation to trust the mind's own innate wisdom. It asks us to shift from a posture of forceful control to one of patient allowing. By understanding this timeless principle, you can effortlessly cultivate a mind that, like the clear surface of the lake, reflects the boundless peace of your true nature. Thank you for watching, and may you always carry the profound peace and illuminating wisdom of these stories within your heart. Join our growing community by liking this video and subscribing to Buddha Story, where ancient wisdom beautifully meets modern mindfulness. What is one way you will give your mind time to settle this week? Share your reflections and experiences in the comments below. Until our next encounter, may your path be filled with profound peace, deep understanding, and the radiant light of your own awakening.